Hey everybody, and welcome back to Trekyards. He is Admiral Cockings.
He is Vice Admiral, Captain of the entire... No, Admiral of the entire fleet, Grand Admiral, Captain. Look, he just puts badges on his own chest. I can't keep track of what he is. He's all of the ranks.
Well, welcome back to Trekyards, guys. We're going to be talking about a brand new and yet another Admiral's uniform today.
Stuart, you say that as if there's many. What do you mean?
We've had a few, and we've looked at a few when we first saw the Picard Admiral uniform for Picard. We did a whole live where we pulled out all the ones we could find. We maybe missed one or two. But anyway, that's either here or there. There's a lot of variations on Admiral designs throughout Star Trek, in case you hadn't noticed. And, we got another one now, so let's just talk about it.
And this was definitely an easier one to prep for, because I already had all the graphics from, 7 months ago. And this was a nice little curveball, because the episode's basically ended. And then, boom, nice reveal. The captain of the Cerritos is talking to Admiral. And Sweetie, their husband and wife, or at least they may not, we don't know yet, but presumably, well, hopefully. And it's like, boom, Admiral. Now, one disclaimer about the new uniforms. Mike, the show creator, he was saying, and actually, I asked him in Vegas, are the uniforms canon? Because one year after Nemesis, if this is the next one, that's important. And he said, hey, different branches, different places have different uniforms. Some uniforms never go anywhere, etc. Like we see, in DS9, they're still using TNG uniforms on Earth. You'd think they'd upgrade first. Limitation at the time of budget, hey ho. But obviously animated, you can invent your own things. And we were wondering, well, why these uniforms? He said, well, it's an uniform. But now we've got an Admiral version of this uniform, which kind of devalues his, it's just a side branch, like a one-off, because Admirals should wear the Admiral's uniform. But that said, they've also had, like you said in TNG, 9 uniforms, so it kind of revalues there's a random one. Would have been kind of nice if this was like the uniform of the day. That would have been a nice reference. It'd be the Nemesis one. But it is different. And I've got some comparisons. What did you think when they kind of curveballed you another variant? And yeah.
The one thing I noticed was the fact that there's only one set of Admiral's bars. Generally, well, not generally, occasionally we'd see two. One on each side or whatever. It's very much like the standard uniform, just with some epaulets or whatever they're called, epaulets, and an extra stripe added. Which again, they're carrying that over because there's usually an extra admiral stripe or something. Even on the Wrath of Khan style, there's like an extra gold stripe there.
Yeah,
which
it's really subtle
cool.
actually, but is there.
Yeah. So, I didn't think much of it. I'm like, ooh, another Admiral's uniform. I wonder if we're going to talk about it. And here we are.
Yeah, but it works. It's such a simple thing to change, but they didn't have to reinvent the wheel, which Lower Decks is not doing. They're not changing everything. They're using it appropriately. But let's look at some uniforms. I want to talk first the sort of where this technically fits in the canon timeline. You've got Admiral Dowdy with the Nemesis version, or Insurrection. You've got the Lower Decks, which takes place 1 year after Nemesis. And then you've got the Picard uniform, which takes place, things like 6 years, 7 years after Nemesis. So this is the technical canon lineage. What do you think? What do you see?
Wow, cool. Yeah, this is going back to what I was saying a second ago about the dual Admirals things on the collar with Dowdy. But it's very much a return to form to the old style uniforms pretty quickly after Nemesis by the looks of it, with the brighter colors. I don't know if I quite buy that necessarily, but comparing it to the Picard one, you can see a distinct similarity there, just the way the lines are angled and the sharpness of it. So I do like that as well. But again, you got the two Admiral's pips on the Picard one instead of just the one rank, and I would prefer the one rank. Like the captain's pips with the black bar behind them, essentially.
I'm wondering if he may be like a mega low rank admiral. You never know. Obviously it's not looking like Nemesis, but that was obviously, these were variations on the original, on the uniform of the era. But the fact that, and I do believe that the creator did say you can see similarities in this in the Picard uniform, and that was intentional. You can see the way the red piping sort of comes at you more is obviously similar to the Picard one, just different. And then the epaulets are interesting. I think they're quite a good addition. I don't think they necessarily work as a live action version. Like, what fabric would you use? It wouldn't be like gold. You know what I mean? It kind of works as animated, but I don't think it'll work as well. But anyway, the gold stripe looks good, easy. But we do know the whole uniform is inspired by the Unused Generations concept. So obviously you had to use that as the baseline, which creates the shoulder strap anyway, which she actually, the characters use and undo at some points. So it's it's one of those clearly like an off-kilter uniform, but so is the main one. So it's like, well, it doesn't fit. But if you go to the other uniform, look at with this has 4 variants of all TNG, well, I guess DS9 as well, Admirals uniforms. I mean, while they all could be said to be TNG-esque, they're all really different.
Again, they know their stuff. They know their canon because they're tying things in. You got the interesting angles, lines. You got the gold stripes. You got. There's definitely a feeling of connectivity here, especially between the 2 in the lower right hand side. Those combined with the one from Lower Decks just seem like a set. They seem like they belong together for sure. The live action ones here, or the other ones that we see, are a little bit more extravagant and a little bit more abstract almost. Especially the one from Conspiracy there with the Vulcan. That big black swipe down it is really distracting. And I guess that's part of the point for being an admiral. But I think the right-hand side of this picture is where to look. Because those all kind of tie together. The other ones are a little bit too extravagant and flashy. But
you can see, if you look at this, again, Nemesis is obviously it turns a corner and changes the whole look. You can definitely see this is all part of a same tailoring fleet of people that are just like, I'm going to try something different. Yeah,
I got extra fabric here.
Yeah, it's like the guy in TNG season 1 in Universe pitched like 33 designs, and they're slowly working through them as we go through the eras. Because they're good designs. It would have been almost nice if it was less the same as the standard uniform, because these are clearly variations more so, except the late DS9. Although obviously the late DS9 Admirals, black bar top, obviously, but the normal uniform is the red top, so they kind of, but again, kept the uniforms longer, so whatever. It would be nice if it was a little more different. Don't know how, but that said, it works just fine, and I'm excited to see what the cuffs have, because the cuffs are actually important. That's the thing we haven't seen yet. But I'm sure we're going to see this Admiral chat more, and I'm excited to see. Yeah. But it was a nice curveball, another bit of effort, and I like me effort in Star Trek when it's done right.
Yeah, and I remember seeing him and going, interesting, something else to talk about. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know your thoughts on this Admiral's uniform. What did you think of him being Mariner's dad as well? I mean, came out of nowhere. But I'm sure that'll pay off at some point. But let us know in the comments section down below. If you can support us, please do so. You can do so on Patreon /Trekyards, or even joining the channel at the rank of Commander, Captain, or Admiral. Lots of great ways to help us join our lives, so you can super chat and you can direct communication with us. That's very important and very fun. We do those a couple times a week, and we'd love to see you there. So lots of great ways to support us. Check out the links down below for all the cool stuff.
And like, subscribe. Those are free, and we have a lot of content, so it's worth joining in, coming back in, and you know us. And since there's 23 weeks of Star Trek, there's going to be a lot of daily content, a lot of weekly content, a lot of monthly content, a lot of yearly content. Oh my god. Enjoy.
Too much Star Trek in a year, is it possible? All right, anyway, guys, we'll see you next time. Until then, I'm still Admiral Foley.
No, I think I'm getting demoted back to Commander. I think I'm raring for the next episode. I'm back to Commander. You can enjoy the Admiralty though, Stuart. You enjoy.
You can go to Captain if you want. You don't have to go to...
No, that feels icky. No.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'm still Admiral Foley then, and you're...
Commander Goggins. See you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Wait a minute, I want that chair back.